Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever and wherever you are. This is Coach Lee. Even though my face is not showing, we got a little problem with Zoom technology here, but more important than that, we do have Amaka's face showing, which looks better than mine anyway. I'd rather show her face. I'd rather look at her face than my face anytime. She's from Nigeria, and let's see here. She started stuttering at age 5, from half to three-quarters of her words in half her conversations. And we had one earlier session. And let me ask you some questions. What are you
Yes.
doing on a daily basis
Okay.
to improve your speech?
Okay. So um I participate in the daily practice sessions. I also read aloud 1 hour every day. I also practice my affirmations. What else do I do every day to
How often do you
my
do your affirmations? How many times a day?
I as much as I can. I
Well, look, wait a minute, hold.
mostly
When you do them,
once,
describe
but
to
I
me.
understand I'm supposed to do it twice.
Okay, describe to me when you do your affirmations, what do you do? What do you do?
Yes, I play
Your picture is freezing.
the the hypnotherapy. Oh,
How many affirmations do you have?
10.
You say each one 20 times each.
Yes, 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 coach.
You should have 10 affirmations. You should say each one 20 times consecutively before you
Right.
go to the second one. You say number one 20 times, number two 20 times, number
Hmm.
three 20 times, and so forth until you get through all 10 of them. You should do that before you go to sleep, and you should do
Okay.
that when you get up in the morning. Have you been doing that before sleep and when you get up?
I always do it before sleep.
Okay, well that's half a loaf. So you get half a star. But to get the full
Thank
star, you're going to have to do it when you get up too. Look, stuttering is a habit, and you're not going to break it by just some casual sort of. I talked to a crazy old man with white hair in Bermuda a few times, and I'm well. That isn't going to happen. You
Right,
change the way you think. And to do that, it's like learning a language. If you were trying to learn French or Spanish or worse, Chinese or Japanese or something like that,
yeah,
you couldn't do it just reading the book 1 hour a day. You could keep doing that till you're 90 and you wouldn't learn the language. The way to learn the
right.
language is to immerse yourself in it. It would be to have a Chinese boyfriend, for example, and to work in a Chinese grocery store, checking, at the cash register, being forced to speak Chinese all day, every day. That's the way you
Right.
learn it. Now, our form of immersion is we ask you to read aloud for an hour a day, and then we ask you to do affirmations twice a day minimum. We ask you to say each affirmation 20 times. You're doing it once. Well, you're you're not doing the assignment. You can't expect much change. If you won't do it, you're not going to change. Now, that's and hearing fluency, we also ask you to make recordings of yourself doing your affirmations in a monotone
Yeah.
voice and in an animated voice. Have you done that yet?
I only have in a monotone voice, not the animated.
Okay. All right. So the monotone voice, that's once again half a loaf, but it's half a loaf is better than no loaf. But so when do you play the monotone recording?
Bef before I sleep.
Well, the idea is to play it while you sleep. Now,
Oh, okay.
now, if you've got a partner you're sleeping with, you can turn it way down. So it's so hard. I mean, you can barely hear it. Your mind, you'd be surprised what your mind can hear
Right.
once you go to sleep. You need to play it while you're sleeping. Look, this system will work if you'll do it, but you got to do it. You know, it's kind of like you're training for the Olympics and you're only
Yeah.
doing half the training. It isn't going to work. Um, So, at any event, something is better than nothing. Yes, that's true. But how much better, I don't know. It depends upon you, the severity of stuttering, the tenure of it, and so forth. Now, okay, so reading aloud, you get your star for that. For mind training, you don't, because you're only doing it once a day. You got to do it twice before you go to sleep and when you get up. And then your monotone recording you need to play while you're sleeping. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can. I
Okay.
definitely can.
Well, look at it as fun because I want to tell you something. You can, there's nothing keeping you from speaking as well as I do or better. If you become the best speaker you can be, that's all we're trying to do is to help you become the best you can be. And when you are the best you can be, guess what? You're going to be as good or better than most of us, including me. Believe me.
Right.
Believe me. Believe me. So, all right. So, you got to do your mind training when you get up in the morning as well. You got to play that monotone recording during your sleep. Now, okay. The third thing is that addresses hearing fluency from your lips. You're reading aloud, hearing fluency, right? When you're
Right.
reading aloud, you're hearing fluency, right?
Yes, coach.
Now, are you talking in your stutter-free zones? Like when you talk in the shower, you don't stutter, right? When you're alone.
I don't talk in the shower, coach.
Well, okay. When you're walking your dog, and you can talk in the shower if you wanted to. And
Yes, absolutely.
and you wouldn't stutter. So the
No.
idea is when you're in a stutter-free zone, like the shower, or talking to your pet, or maybe talking to a child under age 5, or maybe talking to your mother or your sister or your best friend or something like that. A lot of people don't stutter when they're with people who are not judgmental. And so anywhere that you're fluent, the more you talk, the better it is for you. And that's the more fluency you're hearing from your lips. We're trying for you to hear fluency. When
Mhm.
you listen to the monotone recording while you sleep, you pick up 8 hours of hearing fluency every day. When you do
Oh,
an hour of reading of hearing fluency, that's now you're at 9 hours. And then you talk, you do your affirmations twice a day. It takes about 20 minutes each. I'll round it and call it an hour because during the day, when you get negative thoughts about your speech, you should drown them by repeating, drown those
okay.
negative thoughts in a flood of repetitions of a contrary positive thought. If you're thinking, oh
Right.
no, I've got to talk to this authority figure and I'm nervous, what you do is you one of your affirmations relates to authorities, as an example,
Right.
and says, I love to talk to authorities, you know. And so
Yes.
what do you do when you get this thought, oh no, I have to talk to an authority? You reject it by saying, I love to talk to authorities. I can't wait. I love to talk to authorities because it's all a question of attitude. So
Right.
You say that. So these are times when you are hearing fluency from your lips going into a difficult situation. You're still during the day, you're saying positive affirmations as well. So you pick up 8 hours sleeping, an hour when you're reading aloud, another hour doing mind training before bed when you wake up in the morning. You're now to 12 hours. Then during the
Hmm.
day, when you get negative thoughts about speech, you're drowning them in positive affirmations. You probably pick up another hour there. That's like 13 out of 24 hours. So what do you do with the other 11 hours? Well, you're talking, but you don't talk 11 hours. You probably talk 3 hours, maybe four at most. So
Right.
you really, what you got to do is when you're talking, as you are right now to me, when you're talking to anybody, you've got to avoid appearing to be speech disabled. This doesn't mean that you can't make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes when I speak, and it's okay. And so does every fluent speaker on the planet.
Right.
But I don't do it enough, and I don't do it out of fear. So nobody thinks I stutter, and they haven't for 50 years. And when you speak in a normal way, and your speech isn't being driven by fear, you won't appear to be speech disabled. You'll make mistakes and you'll ignore them. You'll laugh at them. It doesn't matter. No, everybody makes mistakes. Nobody cares.
True.
And you got to stop caring too. This is not to say you embrace some mistakes or you can't eliminate them. You can eliminate them, but the point is not little mistakes. The point is to eliminate the big ones
Big ones.
because they're
Absolutely.
connected with fear. And if you're constantly chopping words and maneuvering around words and you sound like you got a speech problem, then you know what that feels like. And that's what we call a bad incident. And we cannot allow bad incidents. So what are you going
Right.
to, how do you avoid the bad incidents? In your case, you either use a crutch once in a while on a first word, but the main thing you do is you use a speech plan while you're
Plan.
talking. And the simplest speech plan, we talked about it before, I think, is short,
Yes.
length, stop. And
Yes.
short means 1 to 3 words. I
Yes.
can I can speak to you right now in increments of 1 to 3 words or so and follow each increment with a stop of at least 1 second. The way I'm speaking right now does not sound speech disabled, does it?
Not at all, coach. No.
And you can do what I'm doing right now if you speak, number one, in short increments of 1 to 3 words or so. 4 words, 5 words, six, maybe seven, but
Okay.
generally 1 to 3 words or so is the target. You don't count words. There is no bad place to stop talking. You can
Right.
stop anywhere, anytime,
Hmm.
any reason, no problem. If other people interrupt you, you don't care. You'll get the speech floor back soon enough. So, your ability to stop stuttering is contingent, if you're like the rest of us, on hearing fluency from your lips, which you've been doing, not enough, but you're going to change that. You're going to read aloud an hour a day. You're going to do both mind training sessions. You're going to play your monotone recording while you sleep. You're going to talk in your stutter-free zones in the shower, to your dog, whatever. And
Yeah.
all that's hearing fluency, 12 or 13 or 14 hours a day. The other 10 or so hours, you're going to talk about 4 hours. The rest of the time, you're not going to be talking, so it won't matter.
Right.
So the 4 hours you're talking becomes, if you stutter during that 4 hours, you're constantly erasing some of the good you're doing by hearing fluency. When you do not stutter in those 4 hour period, you are making giant leaps forward toward fluency. And to do that, the simplest way is short, link,
Yes.
stop. Now, short again means 1 to 3 words or so. Now,
Okay.
it's not exacting. 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, 5 words, even 6 or 7, but mainly 3 to 4 to 5 words. 1 to 5. I will target right now 1 to 5. That's my target. I'll stop.
Mhm.
Keep. You must keep it short. Now you've got to test yourself and drill yourself and listen to yourself. And then you've got to link. Once you start talking, you must link your words to a stop. And to link your words is like singing. When I'm worried. Now, when we stutterers sing, 99% of us don't stutter. And the
True.
reason we don't is we're holding our tones and we're thinking about a melody. Well, even without the melody, I can hold my tone. When I'm worried and I can't sleep, same thing as when I'm worried. I'm pulling air out of my abdomen. I'm not thinking about my abdomen. I'm not thinking about my air. I'm thinking
Yeah.
about pushing air through the words. It's like glue. Say after me, how are you?
How are you?
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
May I help you?
May I help you?
Will you help me?
Will you help me?
Now, do you notice how fluent you are when you link your words like that? Do you see that? Do you hear it?
Yes, yes, coach.
Absolutely fluent right now. Fluency is not something that you need to wait 6 months, a year, 10 years, or anything like that. You can do
Right.
it today, now. What you just did with me, you're capable of doing when you hang up the Skype. But the difference is you're not thinking about words and fearing them and struggling around them. You're thinking about, I'm going to speak in short increments. I'm going to
Hmm.
link my words. I'll push air through all my words and stop. Stops
Right.
are critical because they keep your increments short and
Short.
they give you a break. They give the
Hmm.
listener a break. There's no pressure. When you
Hmm.
stop, there's no pressure on you or on the listener. Everybody's scot free. So stopping is critical for at least 1 second. 1001 is 1 second.
Okay.
1001, 1002 is 2 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003 is 3 seconds. Most of the time, stop. You should stop for 1 second. Once in a while, you should stop for 2 seconds and then continue talking. And on occasion, you will stop for 3 seconds
Hmm.
and then continue. Now, Mainly, you stop for 1 second. 1001. Okay, so that's short link stop. That is what Amaka must practice 24 hours a day. You get no time off. And it's not punishment, it's a game and it's fun. And you're going to win this game. And when you do, you're going to have the last laugh on yourself because you're funny. And stuttering when you don't do it is funny. And
Yeah.
you're going to laugh about it. I used to stutter. Really? Did you? Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait.
People they don't believe I ever stuttered, but I did. I stuttered publicly, for
Wow.
all the world to hear. It was
Wow.
gruesome, but that's history. And I love to speak.
Yeah.
I'm just don't, it's not I just don't stutter. I love to speak. And the more pressure that I'm under, the better I speak because I've trained myself to view pressure as a great opportunity for excellence.
Yeah.
And I try harder under pressure so I do better than I do when I'm not under pressure. How about that? You can do this. And you don't have to, it's not later, it's not 6 months, it's now. We're going to do this now. Short, link, stop. Yes, and you can use crutch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on individual words once in a while if you want.
Yeah.
But the simplest way to conquer individual words, the absolute simplest way, is probably crutch 8. Coming out of your speech register and making a cause célèbre, making an important sound out of the word, like this. When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep. Now, what I've done there is make a cause célèbre out of the first word or syllable. That's all I did. Now, I want you to do the same thing I did. I do. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
My name.
Well,
No, 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 no,
my
no, no, no,
name.
no, no. You're holding back. You got to come out of your speech register. My
Okay.
name.
My name.
Yay. Yay. When you come out of
Yeah.
your speech register, you don't go
My
ma, 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 ma,
name.
ma, ma. You know why? Because the stutter guy is in your speech register. Now, if you stayed high for a while, he'd get up there low, but you don't. You just do it
Okay.
on occasion for a syllable or a word, and you're done. You can go the other direction too. My name, say that,
My name
is Amaka.
is Amaka.
How easy is that, Amaka?
That was really
It's so
easy.
easy, honey. It's so easy. Let's not
My
make it
name.
hard.
Well,
Let's take
my
the
name.
shortcut. We want to beat
Okay.
stuttering now. We don't want to beat it some future time. We want to beat it now.
Now,
You
that's right.
are beating it, and you have proven to yourself already today that you, Amaka, can be fluent right now. But the thing is, you've got to do what we're doing now when you speak. And you've
Okay.
got to do it 24/7. Until when? Until it becomes your habit. Yes. Instead of stutter habit, it's fluency habit. And really you're making it, you're going the opposite direction. Instead of having the stutter habit and stuttering, you're having a Amaka over the top speech. I
Mm-hmm.
can really say it like I mean it. Say that. I can really say it like I mean it. Say that.
I can really say it like I mean it.
Now, okay, you gotta, the linking means you gotta hold your tone, the same breath of air, you have no break. And when you have no break, it's impossible to block or chop. You can't do it. You've got to have a hesitation for a split second, think a word, fear it, and force it. And stutterers can do that in a fraction of a second altogether. But when you hold your tone, you can't do it. There's no time, there's no hesitation. So there can be no thinking word, fearing it, and forcing it. When you hold your tone, but you have to make a decision. Do I want to think about holding my tone and be fluent? Or do I want to not think about holding my tone and stutter? Which would I rather do? That's what you got to decide,
Right.
which you'd rather do. And I think you'd rather hold your tone
Hold your
and be
tone.
fluent.
Oh my.
Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Of course. So that's what it boils down to, Amaka. And it's not that hard. And you can do this now. But as long as you hang up the Skype and talk your old way, you're going to keep talking that way. So, oh, no, I can't. Because, well, no, it's what is it? It's discipline. It's a new way of speech. When you speak, you got to think energy, passion, holding tone, message. That's another, being passionate about everything you say.
Right.
Pardon me, sir. My toast is so dry. Would you please pass the butter? Or,
Okay.
pardon me, madam. Can you tell me where I could wash my hands? Whatever. It doesn't matter what you're saying. You can say it with a smile. That's another very useful tool.
Yeah.
Smiling and thinking pronunciation are two
Mm-hmm.
things that have brought fluency to some people by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Smiling and pronunciation, you know,
Yeah.
because it takes thought to smile, it takes effort and muscles. Um, and pronunciation, pronunciation, say that word, pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
I will pronounce
I will pronounce
all my words
all my words
and my syllables
and my syllables
and my word endings.
and my word endings.
You're totally fluent. No one in this world would listen to what you just said and say she stutters. No one, not a soul. You could only do it when you're talking on Skype to me or Zoom. I don't think so. That's nonsense. The audience has nothing to do with this. It's what's going on between your ears. You're
Mhm.
in charge. And that's one of the reasons why stuttering is a blessing, because one of the things that you're learning is that you control your thoughts. And when you control your thoughts, you control your life. How good a girl are you going to be? How much discipline are you going to be? That's the question. You going to do it? I mean, look, I didn't say it was easy to change your habits. No, no, it's not.
Yeah.
But short, link, stop. And if you can think in terms of changing your voice register on the first words, that'll take the first words out of the game. You got to be willing to reach for them though, like fire, fire, get the water, there's a fire.
Right.
Hello, hey, good to see you. You got to be willing to go for it. And there's no reason why you shouldn't. And when you go for it, you're going to be more in. You say, oh, that's too much. Coach Lee is way over the top. He's so extreme. He's a show off, and I'm a quiet person. I'm dignified. He's not, and so forth.
Yeah.
Look, I have fun speaking. I have a blast, and I'm not afraid of it. I love it. And most people like the way I speak, for better or worse. And I don't have
Mhm.
to do it as extreme as you need to do it right now. You got to be really extreme for a while until you break the back of the stutter habit. You got to be excessive. Oh, my gracious. Amaka is screaming at us now. Well, do it, whisper, but do it still the same way. Oh, you can be, hello, how you doing? I don't have to scream at you. You don't have
Yeah.
any excuses. You got a short length stop 24/7. And if you want to use a crutch once in a while, fine. Crutch 8 should do it.